Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Satisfactory. Hey, how's it going, everyone, today? How are you on this fine Saturday morning, or whatever day it is, whatever time zone you is? It's all pretty confusing, so who the hell knows when anyone is? Hey everyone, welcome back to our Satisfactory playthrough where we are building, I am building all the components necessary to go up to that big building. Last week we were dealing with some of our flagging power issues, but if we have a look here, we can see that we are currently safe. At least up until the end of today, and then we're going to start getting into the deficit power situation again. But what is the plan today? The plan today is to get more space elevator stuff. So we can see that there's a building there. The plan today is to put the building somewhere over here. So that's just sitting on the old blueprinter there. And we're going to get that somewhere installed over here. And why is that for? Well, that is so that we can, we can build these things. That's what we're after today. Primary goal is to get this up and running, the magnetic field generator. We need 2 of them per minute. At least I'm going to make 2 per minute, so that's 2 manufacturers operating on it. And for that, we need electromagnetic control rods, and we need versatile frameworks. And it turns out I'm not making versatile frameworks anyway, so we are going to need to, well, build that out. Which means we're going to need frames, which means we're going to need this, which means we're going to need that, blah, blah, blah. Now, the electromagnetic control rods I have not connected here, and the reason I have not bothered connecting it is because, see, that does work better than actually flipping screens. I don't leave you guys hanging on one page over the other. That's what this factory over here does. Now, it does more. I think, what are we cranking out of this guy here? So if we check our old blueprint here, and we go into our construction lines, and we are using EM rods. Where is it? It's not that one. It's not that one. Oh, EM rods. Nope, it's this one. Yeah. EM rod basic. So that's the factory over there. So that's going to be making 4 per minute. Now, I did hover over here. You can see that this one is set up to make 2 per minute. Which actually might even work better. One way or the other, we are going to be using the blueprint. So yeah, that is all set up and ready to work perfectly fine. It's been adapted from the version 8 that it was constructed in, so it is on 1.0, so that is good to go. So we're going to fill some buildings. First thing I want to do, though, is I want to send out a big thank you to all of you folks out there watching my videos. Thank you very much. We passed a milestone, and we are now a YouTube partner. Whatever that means, which means that is the first step in building the channel, and that is all to thanks to you folks out there for continuing to watch, for subscribing, and just generally hanging out. And what that means is that I'll be making some announcements based on that for the channel, and we can see where it goes from there. But again, a big, awesome, hearty thank you to everyone who's been watching the videos, to the people who subscribed to me for years that are coming back, and to all of my new subscribers. Welcome and thank you. So yeah, we're going to continue to build the channel and grow the channel, and we can see where we go from here. Maybe we can start even doing more of the videos per week, which would be my ultimate goal. That's one thing about Saturday mornings, man. Got to get that coffee level up to full tank status. All right, so we have a plan today, and of course it is turning out to be night, so that we're building in the dark. Yep, isn't that always the way? But let's see what we got working with. So the building I'm standing on here empty. The building across the way is empty. And this one is mostly empty. All it's got in it is, can I get down to the ground, please? Is this little guy here who is just happily cranking out assembly director systems, which are then filling it. You know, I kind of realized the other day is I might want to slow my mouse down for you guys' sake here. Let's see if I can do that. Gameplay, mouse sensitivity. Mouse sensitivity? Mouse sensitivity. Maybe not in there. User interface. Mouse sensitivity. Tooltip scaling. Expand organizer. Controls. Mouse sensitivity. I found it! Let's see what happens if we make some adjustments. Yeah, just kind of think maybe it might be just a little bit. I kind of find myself, you know, doing a lot of back and forth. You know, that actually feels pretty good. Maybe that'll just kind of keep you guys from getting your vertigo there. Anyway, sorry. It's something I've been meaning to do off camera, but keep forgetting. Okay, so what do we got going in this container? You can see that we are well on our way to our total of 500. We just need to get a few more stacks in here. So we're going to need a total, I think, of, what is it, 10 stacks going? Yeah, simple math. And somehow still challenging. Sorry, I really meant to mute my mic there. As my sinuses are, yeah. We'll just move on. Anyway, so what we're going to do in here is I want to put the 2 assemblers that are going to be necessary for our magnetic field generators. So it's 1 per minute per assembler, and that gives us lots of room in here. And then these other 2 locations here are going to become for the EM rods and for our frames, because that's what our recipe gonna need. We're gonna need a bunch of frames mixed in with some steel beams, which will then give us our versatile framework, which will then go into there. So I'm gonna try and get these 2 all installed into this build. This one. All installed into... It is sunset, not sunrise, right? Where's the sun? Oh, maybe it is sunrise. Maybe it was sunrise. All I know is that No, there's sunrise. Oh, the seconds, that's because we have multiple suns. Okay. Well, why am I suddenly paying attention to... Anyway, I've been playing this game for years, never really paying any attention to the day-night sequence except for the fact that it gets dark. I want to see if I could squeeze most of that into this building here. And then basically remove whatever is currently over here. And this is a blueprinted building, so it shouldn't be too difficult to get rid of. And then set up and feed these guys. And they are going to need to be fed. So this is the EM factory. So if we take a little quick boop in here, you can see we've got some machines set up. So this is going to be doing steel pipes over here. That's going to be doing copper sheet, which then kind of flows into the upstairs area. This is the guy who is going to be making our actual EM rods. We could just cut it down to 2 per minute here. Oh, my throat feels very scratchy today. So I keep having to take my sips of coffee to keep it from going owie. So yeah, we're going to be making the EM rods here. Then if we go upstairs here, we can see we got some more support. So this is going to be making our stators and quick wire and blah, 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 all on this lovely little prefab. All right, so that is our EM rods. And with the EM rods, we are going to need to feed it. So we're going to need to, whoops. We are, yeah, keep hitting X because the other, of course, as is on my channel, the other thing I do is Space Engineers. And Space Engineers Jetpack is activated with X. So I've just gotten really used to hitting X all the time, and it drives me nuts. But we're going to need to feed in some copper ingots over here. We're going to need to feed in some steel ingots over here. And up here, we need to feed in... Can we read the sign? Caterium ingots, 25 per minute. So they're all available. They're all somewhere in the map here. That's not a problem. The steel ingots come in by train. The copper ingots are back there. I still have some overproduction. No, it's that building over there. It's 3 floors of production or 2 floors of production. 3 floors? 2 floors? I don't remember how many floors. Multiple floors of production of copper ingots. Tapped into those 2. There, one up there and one down there. 2 copper ore deposits, and they still have some overhead that I can borrow. The caterium ingots, I'm gonna need to take a look at. I don't know if I'm currently in a surplus on the caterium ingots. Only needs 25, but yeah, caterium is a pretty lousy return on investment for those guys. Like if we look, let's just pop inside here and stop, fall. There we go. If we go take a look at the machinery here, it really isn't a lot. Let's see here, yeah. That's not going to help me. What's going to help me is using this. Yeah, so caterium ingot here. How many does it take? What does it take to make 25 of them? Just using the stock. Yeah, 1.67. So I should have enough being manufactured on the other side. Yes, the quick wire return, I don't... Somewhere along the line, the economy on a deuterium ingots is not very great. But anyway. That is neither here nor there. Well, it is here and it is there. So we're going to need to bring in some deuterium ingots for this guy. As well as the copper, or steel, or iron, and steel ingots. Good God, cannot talk today. Hey there, Mr. Manta. I haven't flown you in a while. It's been a while since I've ridden on your back. I think you're clearing everything, too. I really actually should take a trip with you one of these days. And just to make sure that, of course, you aren't flying through anything that you shouldn't be flying through. Okay, so that is for that. What else do we need? Then we need for our frames. Now, the frame factory, that makes 10 per minute. I actually only need like 2.5 per minute. So it's a little bit, you know, overbuilt. But that being said, so it's either that or I build a new one for the proper amount, which is really not that complicated. So first thing off is... decisions. Yeah, it'd almost be better just to bring the iron in and spit out the frames. Because then I could keep it all... Because it's 4 times more than I really need. Which means I've got a whole bunch of assemblers inside there that are not going to be doing anything. I don't think I'm going to need those frames for anything else. Actually, well, I already have a heavy frame recipe. What does my heavy frame factory need? Yeah, see, that one needs 7.5. Okay, nope, that's perfect. Because then the pressure frames, I have enough overhead. I just have to figure out where to deliver to. But that one factory will provide everything I'm going to need, because I'm going to need 7.5. How many am I producing per minute? I'm cranking out, come on, scroll up, 2.812. And I need 1. Okay, so you know what? There we go. That's the decision made. We are just going to replace, put in one of the 10 frames and go from there. So for the 10 frame factory, that is 10 modular frames. What's the difference? Okay, so that one's, oh, that one's actually an all encased internal. Are you producing 10 modular frames? Sorry. Are you? You're not. Are you? No, so you're missing an entire... Yeah, you're missing an entire chain here, so no, we're not going to use you. Hey, Mr. Drone. So yeah, our drones are doing their thing. You are... Yeah, you're bringing the fuel for everybody. Not sure what you're doing. What are you doing? You're doing nothing. You're just sitting there waiting for something to do. And you're happily bringing in... wow. Yeah, got a lovely surplus of supercomputers and radio control units going on down here. We're just going to let that ride. We're still waiting for... Yeah, so we're just going to let all that ride and do what it needs to do. Okay. Yeah, sorry about this, but... Oh, and good morning to you too, John. I see you there. How you doing, buddy? All right. Before we get started here, I know I should have done this before we left, but I got to take a quick bio break. You know, it's the coffee. You know, it's kind of running through me here, so I got to go get rid of the coffee. Not that the number one, number two. But yeah, so I'm going to take a quick 30-second or minute break here. Have a quick bio break, and we'll get back and get to work. Again, that's kind of embarrassing. I really should have gone before we left, but I forgot. Anyway, be right back, folks. And we will get on with this. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. That was just totally unprofessional of me. Yes, we're back and we can get to work. So first thing let's do is let's get those two assemblers in. And just in passing, let's clear these two buildings here. Not hit that button. Let's hit that button. And let's install our two assemblers. So we're going to need, in this room here, we're going to need our two assemblers and one assembler and then one constructor. Because I needed, yeah. So that's what we're going to put in here, and that should all happily fit. So first thing is let's take this side here. We're going to grab assemblers, so we'll go into production. Grab our assemblers. Let's have it feed this way. And get everything into position here. So we want to have a little bit of space here. Kind of getting right into that doors jam, but door jam. Get it? Yeah, I don't think it's going to work in that orientation. What about if we spin it? You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record player, right round, right round. Like here? Maybe that'll work. Let's see how that does. Yeah, because one fits nicely in the corner. Oh, actually, one fits nicely in the corner. One fits nicely in the corner. What am I doing? What am I doing? Just so happens I do need one in the corner. Just not the one of the two out. I could put one in the corner. So I'm gonna put one in the corner. There we go. And then this one here is not gonna be doing any of that stuff. What it's gonna be doing is making the versatile framework. See? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Then we can take our little tiny constructor and we can put him right here. Let's keep our ends all lined up. Well, just like that. Oakley dokley, what are you gonna do for me? You're gonna make me steal the beams. Do you need anything special? Oh, no, I need 30. Okay, so we do need something special. We are going to do that. I almost want to go find the summer sloop. Nah, that's fine. Okay, so that's 30. All right, so that'll take care of the steel beams, which we'll just do nice and easy here. I'm only doing 30, so I'm going to use Mark II, Mark E2. We'll use a Mark II belt. Make sure we're using straight. And there you go. Okay, so that takes care of that part. Now we can put in our two assemblers for the actual magnetic bitsy whatsy thingy bubby. Okay, so we're gonna have them face, see if we can't go with them facing towards the center. Do I have enough room? I should. Go here. That's my center line right there. Which means there's just enough room, I think, to fit in a merger. And just nice comfortable amount back here for the inputs, which will feed in from the bottom. Okay, let's get this into place. I love the new nudge. I just love the fact that I can just drop something down and just move it to wherever I want it to be. Like that. Excellent. Okay, so this is going to be magnetic field generator. magnetic field generator. Let's grab this storage container. Come on. Let me grab the storage container. There we go. And can I get you to hang on the wall? So again, we can use our nudge here. Oops. And lift you up. I'm going to give you some good height. We're not going to move you outside the building. We'll go to there. Just like that. Because I just need you to be somewhere. Again, wrong button. Okay. Let us make it so it's not quite so floaty. Floaty. So grab some painted beam. What did I use over there? Yep. Did I use painted beam? That sure looks like a painted beam to me. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to grab the old painted beam, and we are going to make a... like that. Got to make a little shelf for this thing. Can't just have it floating there in empty space. Let's cantilever it down. Why do I feel like I used a different beam over there? Oh, I did use metal beam. Oops. Well, okay, well, you know. Different contractors and all that fun stuff. What am I doing? I am hitting R so I can get into freeform because I want to drop the beam down to there. And we're going to drop the beam down to there in freeform. Then we are going to grab desting. So we can not have it go there. Again, I'm just going to use my nudge because why not? I love the nudge. So we're going to put that there. We'll put that there. We'll put that there. That one there. And that one there. Excellent. Okay, so it's now suspended. We can take a merger. 1, 2, and 3 to get to our merger. We're gonna have the merger come in this direction here, and I am gonna lift it. Oh no, Is it worthwhile for me lifting off the ground? Let me show you what I'm thinking here. So we're gonna go up 1, 2, 3, 4 notches. That'll put it like a standard. I'm going to not hit that button. We're going to do this again, except this time we're going to do it right. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see what I mean about doing it the right, because nothing about that is correct. Then we can take one of these things. Yeah, see? It snaps in there fine, I suppose. But... that looks just... yeah. There's no point. It just makes it overly complicated. The whole point was so I can try and walk through here. What would happen then if I took the same lift and I went the other way? Oh, see, then it will snap. You can hear it. But that looks like shit. So we're not going to do that. We are going to put the merger on the floor. And having it go this way. But then how do you get above everything? Yeah, you go around. Or you go out this door. Yeah, it's just, it's what it's going to be. Okay, so now I can take one of these things. We can go 1, 2. Is that the right height? No, I got to come up one more like that. Like that. Okay, that's good. Let's make sure we're going in the right direction. It's got to go that way. I'm going to downgrade this to a Mark II. And then we'll grab a Mark II belt. We're still on straight, and that can go into that storage container. Okay, and then we just need to grab a couple of belts here. Again, we'll just use the Mark IIs. I'd use the Mark 1s, but they're too slow. They just drive me nuts in their grindy, slow way. Okay, so you're making my versatile framework, which some need to go into this guy, and some need to go into this guy. So for that, let's take our lift. We're gonna go here. Gonna go there, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna go here. Let's grab this. We're gonna go here. Yeah, if you ever needed proof that I make this up as I go along, this is the proof. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, then we'll do that. Okay, yeah. Now see the beginnings of a plan are forming in my brain. We're gonna put another split. When I say another, we're gonna put a splitter right here. So we'll go up 1, 2, 1, 2. That should be a standard lift height, and that should be a nice and clean little delivery of that. And then for the belts, again, just keeping the Mark IIs here, not for any kind of resource reasons, just because, you know, just the big belts just will feel very empty, and just feel very overpowered with one little guy just going whee, by himself for the next 30 seconds. It just, when they're kind of just, taking their own sweet time, and there's only a few of them coming out per minute, it just kind of feels a little bit better. All right. Okay, everyone is set up. Yes, everyone has your recipes. Nobody has any juicies, so we got to get some juicies for these guys. For juicies, do I just do it underneath here? I guess we'll just do like 4 juicies. So we'll bring, oh look, it won't, need to find some way to get this guy to snap. Yeah, because, you know, beams, it wants to go up like that. So, okay, that's fine. That's fine. You want to be that way about it? You be that way about it. I'm just going to do this, because now it'll go to a beam. All right, so we're going to put this little power nodule right there. That's going to allow me to go beakity, 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 and clickety, clickety. Over here, well, look at that convenient little fella right there. Then we're going to go down into there. Over here, where is your power line? Your power line is there. Let's do a roof mount from there to over here. Oh, nope, there, we'll go into the center there, and then we'll come over to here. Same height there, and then we can go into this guy here. That guy's hooked up. And then what about him? Well, he can just stretch across to there, and we can see yellow. We can see we got green, yellow, yellow, and yellow. Obviously, we had green over there. Didn't need to count into him because he's been there the entire time. All righty. So we have got, yeah, that will now eventually start giving us our new bit and piece. Excellent. How are you doing? Yeah, so you're running on 100%. You're full of everything. Awesome with the possums. Now I got absolutely no way of getting from this side of the factory to the other side of the factory. Can't get through there. Not a super fan of that idea. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put in a little bit of catwalks. So we'll grab that guy. And we're going to do that again because I hit the wrong button, as I always seem to be doing. Okay, so we're going to try and get a catwalk. Oh, stop hitting the wrong button. Okay, I don't care where it stops right now. I just need it to get into the damn world. All right, so we're going to come up. We're going to go across here. Like that. Can I do that? Suddenly sounded like Urkel. Yes, how many of you people actually know what an Urkel is? It was a different time in the 90s. Yeah, that'll be fine. And we'll go like that. We are going to grab that. And do that over on that side. I think I should be okay here. So if I grab a set of stairs, boom, 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 and boom. There we go. And drop down to the ground. And now I can get from the front to the back. Ish. A little bit of crouch needed there, but that's fine. Kind of squeeze past. Excellent. Okay, let's get the hell out of here. We can now cross over and start doing our frames. So I've got I've got 2 empty slots here. And, you know, I still have lots of room to expand this area. Like we could fill all of this area in still, if need be. So, you know, we're going to keep building the kind of complex here as well as the complex down there. I still have no idea what's coming up in the tier 9, which could change everything. I got to paint. Yes, there's so much still to do, like repainting some of these lines here need to be done, and the whatnot. Anyway, so yeah, we need to get now our electromagnetic blueprint here. Let's just double check what you are. So yeah, you are my EM rod basic, 4 per minute, and then just needs a bunch of stuff that needs to be brought in, which is already here. Steel ingots are already coming in from over there. Copper ingots are all flowing through, and iron ingots are all flowing through. I just need to find a line that I can tap into. But in the meantime, we can grab our blueprint here, EM rod basic. We're going to flip our build mode to blueprint. That way it snaps into the center of that 5x5 blueprinted floor. There's a main entrance on this thing. I don't remember where. There it is. There's my main foyer. So we're going to drop that guy right down there. Then we can take a look. So yeah, this is the main foyer, which means we come in here. Just kind of built it out a little bit like an entrance, closed it in. Half walls, guys. Come on. Give us some half walls. We really need some half walls. Okay, so this is our EM rod. So this is our steel pipes over here. This is the actual EM rod. So that's the output. It's going to come out of here and then get sent over to there. So let's do that now, which means we want to go through the floor. So we're going to grab a floor hole. Put you into place. Make sure you're going in the right way. I think I'm just going to keep with the Mark IIs for now. Just like that. And then we can bip outside. But before I bip outside... So those EM rods are going into here. So I'm going to get this kind of set up and ready to go to receive said EM rods. We'll again go to our conveyor hole there. Put in a holy hole. And look at that. Can even swing by without having to go up and over the stairs. But even if I did... Oh, well. Okay, and make sure our arrows are pointing in the right direction. And we get that lovely little tinky sound. Can even actually go up. Yeah, it's all fine. I wonder what's going to be like, actually, getting the Mark III blue printer, which is a 6x6 pad, and how much difference that is going to make. Because I'm already finding the 5x5, big difference between the 4x4. The 4x4 was actually a good size. It was big enough that you could usually get a pretty good stack of machines with reasonable walking distance around. This was originally a 4x4 footprint, this little setup in here, so I just had the machines. I used the 5x5 to kind of build the building around it, but what it allows you to do is instead of having the wall being like right here, right up against the machine here, which usually means that you're going to have to feed things out through the wall and whatnot, you can just keep a nice, comfortable kind of interior space, and it just seems to flow a lot better. I'm getting a little bit tired of bumping my head here for no reason, so what I'm going to do is I am going to fix that by getting rid of these things here. And again, Mark II. And we are just going to, you of course are pointing in the wrong direction. I need you pointing that way temporarily. There we go. Okay, let's try to fix this again. That's better. And let's get rid of these two guys here so that we can go up one more level like that. We'll go up one more level like that. In transit to our Mark II belt. I think I just put in the wrong... Yep, I did. So let's down convert that to Mark II. Let's down convert that to Mark II. Grab the Mark II belt and plug you in! Yay! And we are all connected. And hello to our third viewer out there. Good to see you. Good to have you with us this morning. Say hello. Okay, yeah, so there we go. That hopefully should be everything now. Take another little sip of the old coffee juicy juice. And, all right, so did I actually hook all that stuff up? See, that's much better. I like it better when I'm not booping my head. I'm 6'3" mostly. I'm kind of shrinking as I get older. And I've spent a lifetime of booping my head, so, even if it's in a game, if I can avoid booping my head, I'm going to avoid booping my head. All right, so we're going to need to bring our EM rods. Okay, and we need to also fix our Lumen settings. So if you go once again into the description of the video, you will find the necessary line. I have it in a notepad for my Lumen fix, so I'm just going to copy that off screen here. So we'll copy, go back into the game, we'll hit the tilde key on purpose this time. I'm going to paste in this big long line of r.AOGlobalDistanceField.MinMeshSDFRadius, and hit enter, and you can see the immediate improvement that has in the Lumen. I don't know what's going on with the Unreal 5 kind of default Lumen they have in the game here, but it sucks. It just sucks. Okay, so there's our EM rods coming out that way. There's one of our inputs. Let me turn my flashlight. Of course, we're going to find the other one over here, and we are clear of any belts that might be getting in the way. I'm going to have to bring this line underneath to connect up with that line here, which we can flow. So lots of space over on this side. This side is going to be just a bit more of a oof challenge, but it shouldn't be too bad. So we'll grab a merger, and nope, we need a splitter. What am I thinking? I'm thinking I need a smart splitter. Nope, just a regular conveyor splitter. That's going to come in that direction, and know when they started snapping to the ceiling, but I love the fact that they snap to the ceiling. Yeah, so we're going to go that way. So we'll take our Mark II lifts. I wasn't sure if that snapped in correctly. I didn't hear my tink. Yeah, so you don't hear... I'm not hearing that tink. That tells me that this isn't quite placed correctly. So we're going to just move you over a touch. Now, it probably was connecting, but I hate that little bit of belt you'd have to leave in there otherwise. No, that's not going to work for me. I'm gonna have to hit the right button. That's... Okay, so we're gonna do that. Okay, see, there it is. There's my tink. Okay, so that's connected. I hate having to put in that little tiny bit of belt because, you know, you invariably, you realize that it's in your way. Okay, so come in here. I'm going to try not to sneeze. We're going to come through here. Now, did I get this lined up correctly? Maybe not for straight. Let's find out. If I come over by one, it's still just tight enough. Okay, we're going to come back a couple until the straight is happy. And we're going to come do the same thing here. That's going to happily go this way. I don't know what is sticking out through there, and I frankly don't care. And yep, we'll do that. We'll grab a Mark II lift, drop it down to the floor. Unfortunately, can't get it any lower. I'm wondering. Yeah, see, that actually will clear. It won't clear there, though. What is the lowest? How low do you go? Yeah, see, you just... You're basically, yeah, there's no half point there, but what there is a half point for is the thickness of the floor below us. I can drop this down to here. And if I take that out there, what that is dropping it down by the 1 meter. So it's not hanging out. So if I take this out of here, put that in place, and whoop, you can just see the little kind of feetsy sticking out, but yeah, that works. And hopefully that should also give me the snap I need for the conveyor. I may have put that one in the wrong place, but we should be able to make it work. So then we can drop that down to there, grab our Mark II belt. We can go across to there. I might need to move you forward just a little bit. So I just got to get things into range here. So again, we'll switch down to the Mark II. That should... Oh, come on. Okay, fine. We'll take off our straight mode and just go to default because that is a normal 90. Well, let's see if it gets through. Nope, yeah, that'll work. Okay, so then we take our Mark II belt here, click it to there, and completely missed. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to put you right there, drop you down by one. Okay, then we're going to take you, move you over by one, and then drop you by one. That's better. Now we can take our Marky 2. That would make it a Marky Mark. Go to a Mark the second. Now, you see? Boop. Lovely, easy connection. Connect there. Boop. And I can still get through if I absolutely have to. Just different ways that you can kind of nudge and force the system to your will and your bidding. Okay, so let us celery, radishes. Sorry, I thought we were building a satellite. That makes no sense. I know. Isn't it weird how that makes absolutely no sense what he was saying? Let's come from this way. It's too early in the morning for my mental. Okay, we're gonna go like that. We're gonna grab a mark again, 2 belts, and we're gonna see how you stretch. You stretch like so. In fact, I can even get you to attach to the pillar, and then you can go into there. And that feels wrong. That is wrong. That is so very, very wrong. I was not paying attention to the verticality part of it. So we'll just do that again. My bad. Here we go. No. Come around to the side, please. There we go. And into there we go. Excellent. Very good. Very good. Okay, so that is now the EMs going into there, which then goes up there, down here, up there, and that is everything going into that building there. I just need to make sure I feed the EM. Dum-da-dum-da-dum. Okay. Yeah. Let's get the next location set up. So that is going to be right here. And get some distance and height here. We can go now again into our blueprints. And this fella. And again, just cycle through until it gets to blueprint snap. All right, where do we want, and where does things go in, and where's the front, and where's the outside, and all of that fun stuff. Okay, so that looks like the inputs are there. Where's the front door? I can't see the front door. Maybe it's because I'm too high up. Let me drop down here. And once again, I've been talking for the last, I don't know how long with no microphone because I'm an idiot and hit the mute button to cough and forgot to unmute. Oops. Okay, so we've... Jesus. Thank you for subscribing. All right, let's clear the blueprint designer here because, you know what, just move on. All right, so what I've done is I've got the power run over onto this side now, going into that building. Everything is lit up and looking good. Yeah. The microphone turns red when I hit the mute button, when I hit the old cough button there. Problem is, it's a toggle. I really do need a non-toggling mute button, so I'm gonna have to go into OBS and see if I can't do something about that. All right, what the hell do I need over here? I need stuff. I don't know what I need. What do I need here? I need iron ingots, and that actually is quite a bit of steel ingots. So let's go into the basement. So I'm going to deal with the steel ingots first because that's needed for both of these lines. And the steel ingots, I got a crap ton of copper ore flowing to the front. Where are you going? Where are you going? And why? Nope. Why is copper ore? Where is this copper ore going? I have no idea. This is a depot. Is anyone coming over here? Is there a timetable here? Oh, I gotta get these guys. So this is... Oh. See, this is what happens when you don't name your things, folks. Alright, so this is the steel ingot hauler. Steel ingot SE hauler. Okay. What about you? What are you doing? You are my SAM ore hauler. SAM ore hauler. What about you? You are my petrol or petroleum. SE hauler. SE for space elevators. And then finally, you are... You're kind of all over the place. Why is this grayed out? Titan Forest Caterium Depot. I need to go check on that, make sure that there's nothing wrong with that depot. That should be lighting up. Okay, there it is. Maybe everything's fine. All right, so let's just give this guy its name. So we'll call this the Titan. That doesn't look right. That spelling of Titan is completely wrong, isn't it? Titan? No, not with an S. Titan? Okay, so yeah, it is with an A, not an O. I should learn how to spell. That's never gonna happen. Titan, or Caller. Okay. Why am I over here? I have no idea. Oh yeah, I've got it. Oh. Who are you? And why are you? Where are you going? Who are you and what are you doing? So you're my aluminum ore. Oh, I know what you're doing. You're bringing the copper up to the aluminum. Okay. Carry on. Thank you. I don't know if that was such a mystery that had to be solved just right then and there, but ADHD satisfactory. Okay, so we were looking for steel ingots. That's the only reason I was over there, was to look for those steel ingots. What is happening? How you doing here? Are we sorting things properly? Radio control units are going straight through, which means they're heading off. I am just sinking them, but you know what? That's fine. We can just keep sinking them. Because the supercomputer line is full and that's kind of regulating things, so that's cool. Okay, still haven't found the steel ingots. Hey, look at that! Just found the steel ingots. So the steel ingots, they need to be in 2 places. Let's figure out where they need to be on this one, because this one's not very clearly labeled. So you're doing screws. Where is your input? Oh, hello. Steel beam, 11 per minute. All right, so that looks like it's my ingots. So if we follow this, this should also be a steel thing. Steel beam. Why you make steel beam? You make steel beam here. No, you make screw. Steel beam. Steel beam. Where's steel beam being made? You don't need steel ingot. You need steel beam, don't you? Okay, you're making reinforced iron plates. You're making the modular frame. So you're taking the reinforced iron plate and whatever screws I'm making. Why on earth? I don't understand this. I'm the one who built it and I still don't understand it. Okay, screws. Where do all the screws go? Why am I overbuilding the screws so very much? Screws flow. You need 140. You need 140. Okay, you're making 140. You're making 140. You're making 250, which are going into here. Okay. Still does not answer my steel beam question. There is an upper floor. I am trapped over here. Nope, I can get through here. Okay, let's go upstairs and see what the hell's going on up here. Alright, you are making me iron ingot, steel ingot. Alright, you're the steel cast plates. You're steel cast plates. That's all you are doing. Shoot. I'm not making beams inside this building. How many beams do I need? I need 5, 10, 15 beams. Let's see if I can't squeeze a beam machine inside. See, even with these blueprints, man, it takes time. This is not a quick game. What am I doing? I am going to builder. I am going to production. I am going to constructor. I'm going to put one of these things down. How many beams can I get out of you? 15 per minute. So I just need one of these. It's going to need 60 ingots. What did I say this thing actually is using? 71 steel ingots. Okay. Something very messed up about this whole monster here. Why do I feel that something's not right? Okay, so that's all fine. Yeah, uh-huh. Wrong button. Let's get down onto the ground. Yeah, so you want steel ingots as well. So I need... Oh, my goodness. Well, you know what? I got lots of room here for my beams. So we're just going to drop you, Mr. Beam Machine, right here. Get you all pertified in your space like that. Okay. Let's come down here. See where these guys are going. So one of them is iron ingots. Oh, see, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I keep forgetting that these guys use beams, not ingots. And I think when I set this up, I got confused on that. So the ingots are supposed to come in here. They're supposed to flow upstairs, go into those machines over in the corner here, and then, you know, just make screws here. Ha ha ha. Like it's no problem whatsoever, except for the fact that I am feeding the wrong thing into them. Okay, well, it's an easy fix. First thing we're going to do is we're going to break this line here. Like that. And I am going to reposition some things here. So again, we just need a Mark II belt. So you're going to go into there. We're going to grab a lift. We're going to grab the same belt here. And you are now going to go into there. Just like that. Okay, so now the steel beam or iron ingots will come in through here, and my steel ingots will come in through here. The steel ingots are going to go upstairs. And which one were you? You were the far one. So I just apologize to my game. How can you tell I'm a Canadian? All right, so my steel ingots are going to come in along this line right here. So to make life nice, neat, and tidy, again, just the vertical nudge, man, really the best thing. Let's just also make sure that we're pointing in the right direction. Then we can come up here. Look at that, already lined up. We'll ditch the belt. Let's use Mark III. I know, I'm using Mark IIs downstairs. But, yeah, Mark IIs will be fine. Mark IIs will be just fine. Okay. Then we're going to come down to here. Like that. Again, I'm just going to make sure it's a Mark II. Grab our Mark II belt and there we go. Squeak you into there. Perfect. All right. Let's make sure you're making beams. Then we need to send your product back downstairs. Right here. And like that. Yay! 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 And that's what I want. And there we go. And a good morning to everyone who's recently joined us in the stream. Good to see you about. All right. Okay, what was I doing? Steel beam, go downstairs. So we go downstairs. Steel beam come in to there. Steel beam need to go to there. Look at how... Well, kind of works out quite nicely, doesn't it? Not even going to bump my head, I don't think. So we're going to grab a line. Now, that is a bit problematic. Let's see what I can get away with here. Can I get away with that? I probably can, actually. So we clean these guys out, clean him out, and Mark II belt. And can we get... What does you do? Does you do anything bizarre? You do some bizarre stuff. What if I came the other way? How does that do? Look at that. Perfectly sneaking through. Excellent. Yay, recovery. Would have been awesome if I was doing this on the blue printer so I could save these changes, but I didn't, so it shall remain broken forever. Ha ha ha. Okay, you guys have no power yet? I've not powered this building? No, I have not powered this building. Do we have any exterior power connections conveniently placed anywhere? No. We have no external power connections conveniently placed anywhere. However, look, signed. However, if I go up the stairs here, I should, in theory, yep, there we go. Take a power line, we'll just go up to the ceiling. Actually, we'll go right to there. Sure. We'll go to there. We'll go into our build menu. Grab a Mark II, just because I like the little flange on it. And connect you there. And drop you down. And down to the floor we go. And we can come out here. And with any kind of theoretical luck, those two should connect. Look! Look! That's yellow! That means there's power! Yay! Okay, so that means theoretically, hypothetically, let's not use the incorrect term of theory. Theory is not wild guesswork based on very little evidence. Theory is a solid explanation of the facts as are known. What people keep using the word theory for is the word hypothesis. I really hate how the English language gets abused by people who should not be abusing it. Okay, rant over. So that means all I need to do is now start hooking up my ingots. However, I'm going to take a quick bio break again. Just got to go and, got to do what I gotta do. And we'll be right back, and we will continue on getting the rest of this set up. I'll be right back. All right, and we are back. Thank you for joining. A little rant here about the YouTube streaming and all that fun stuff. So I got two computers set up here. Everything happens on one: the game, the recording, the broadcasting. I have a second computer I use for basically my entertainment system, as you know, TV, radio, blah blah blah. I also use it to monitor the stream, which means above I can see my stream. 5-6 seconds behind, not bad. 2 or 3 seconds. So the live stream is streaming just fine. Meanwhile, the actual YouTube streaming software is probably about 5 to 10 minutes behind at this point. I don't know where the data is and how up to date it is, but you know, hey, the 5 of you watching right now, okay, one of 4 of you watching, I'm one of the 5, because it's a separate computer, so it has its own identity. How far back are you? Yeah, it's just a weird thing that YouTube is. All right, so where we are is we've got everything hooked up correctly. We are now trying to get our steel ingots where they need to be. Which means I need to tap into that line right there. So we're going to go to the floor right there. Yeah. We're going to grab our lift and we'll just leave it as a Mark V temporarily. Now I'll convert it over to a Mark II. We'll take that same Mark II and boop, nicely wrap around the corner. Yeah. Okay, so that's... Who's not hooked up? ADHD Satisfactory! Squirrel! I'm gonna go chase a squirrel. Give me a second. Okay, it all gets there in the end. I mean, you know, it's all related. Just, I gotta do this. You aren't hooked up. Yeah, okay. I did have the proper recipe in there as well. Just checking, because, you know, ADHD Satisfactory! All right, downstairs. Let's get into the logistics floor down here. All right, so that's for steel ingots. What about you? What have you got for my steel ingots? You are my steel ingots here. So we are going to grab another floor hole. Look, everyone. It's a July 19th miracle. Everything lines up. That's the other ingot. It lines up right there. Oh, isn't that just... Yeah, whatever. Okay, moving on. Actually, it's just... Sorry. It is a convenient, you know, coincidence. Makes no difference whatsoever in the grand scheme of things, but... Now, the big question is I'm pretty sure that should connect, but we'll find out. So let's go get that hooked up. All right, so steel ingots were right here. They're going to come down here. They need to feed into there, so we are going to... Yeah, I'm going to parallel track it here. I don't really have any light over here, so we're going to grab ourselves a splitter, as we are going to send it down that way. Again, I'm just going to use a Mark II. That should go up. We're going to... Oh, yeah, see, that's too tight of a corner for a nice clean 90, no matter which one. So we're going to do this. We're going to have to deal with a little zigzag, so we're going to control the zigzag by doing it that way. Okay. Now, I'm going to use a Mark III belt here. And just pull that towards the donor line. And again, I want to keep things on the guides. So that's the foundation guide by... Yeah. By guides, I mean, you know, the little markings that are on the foundations. So the gap between two foundations is a good mark. The little dots, the little squares, all the little lines. Just a nice little kind of register type setup. Okay, so let's grab ourselves just a regular old everyday splitter. Stick that on the line there, and then, like I say, we're going to use Mark III belt, and that can just connect to there. Like so. And for some odd reason, I decided to use a smart splitter. No, we want to use just a regular splitter. Regular splitter, please. Conveyor splitter, thank you. And into the Mark III belt that we are trying to use. There we go. Are you doing what I asked you to do now? Yes, you are. Look at you go. Come along, look at you. Flow, flow, flow. Yes, look at you doing your thing. And off they go. Why are you not... You not taking yet? No, you're taking. Okay. So if that means if we go upstairs, I should see, yep, those are flowing in. If I stick my nose in through here, away they go. Oop, things have stopped. Why have things stopped? Let's go upstairs, make sure all the machines that should have steel beams in them, or steel ingots in them, are getting their steel ingots. You are not getting your steel ingots. Why are you not getting your steel ingots? Because for whatever stupid reason, once again, I have used the wrong kind of splitter. Okay, so we're just going to grab conveyor splitter there. Get rid of that sectional line, get rid of that sectional line. I know I could have just programmed the smart splitter, but I'd rather have the right thing in place. You know, let's spend the 30 seconds now and not have to worry about it ever, or even... I didn't mean to downgrade that, but... There we go. I don't even remember what I was saying. Yeah, I'd rather take care of it now. That way it's not something that can bite me in the behind at a later date. There we go. And let the items flare. Alright, so you should just launch right into production, and you just launch right into production. You're just going to hang out for a little bit until I get my iron ingots into you. Alright, I'm not even sure why I used the recipe over here. So you make 45 per minute. Sorry, you know, ADHD Satisfactory! Why am I using the alternate recipe? Because 20 minute per minute, 45 per minute. Yeah, it's more efficient. So, I mean, this is bigger than a constructor. It's like 1.5 times the size of a constructor. But I would need 2.5 constructors to equal this footprint. So, yeah, okay, that is the better choice. Okay, let's go find some iron ingots. Where am I making some iron ingots? So our iron production is way down here. So we'll start off by finding where the iron mines are going. So I've got, yeah, see, look at that. I've already tapped into one. I still got lots of iron down here. I have more iron than I could possibly shake a stick at. That's my steel ingots. Where did my iron go? You're limestone. There's Mr. Iron. So are you going upstairs? Do I have any iron ingots flowing underneath here? I have iron ingots flowing underneath. I have... It's moving a whopping 36 per minute, which is going into there. That's rubber. So I should be able to get to my iron. Your copper. Oh, wait. Hello. Hello, you. Look, there's some iron ingots right here as well. Right along with steel. Okay, so where do you need to go? It needs to go... That's going this way. Iron ingots are stopping right here. Oh, that's nice and convenient. That means I can continue this line down to this of A. I don't know where you need to go up. I think back here, actually. Yeah. Look at that. What else did I need over here? Did I need iron ingots over here as well? I think I need both again. Iron ingots. Yes, I need 2 sets of iron ingots going up here. Okay. So pretty much the exact same thing I did with the steel ingots is what I'm going to have to do for the iron ingots. Which looks like we have a reasonable supply. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so the iron ingots are going to come down through there. Let's get our floor holes into position. So we're going to use the same technique here. We're going to grab. We are going to line you up. Yes, yes. Going to grab our Mark II, and we'll start from up here. Boop, and there we go. Okay, so you're going to happily feed me my iron ingots up. Good, 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 good. Okay, iron ingots. Oh, wait. I don't need any iron ingots for anything that's over here. I need copper ingots and deuterium ingots. That's very different. I still need iron ingots over here, but we just need to take care of that. Okay. So, let me take a sip of my coffee here. That's into that lovely room temperature vibe now that I've learned to love. So I worked in an auto parts store for, 10 some odd years. As a result, I learned to love cold coffee because I never drank a warm cup of coffee at that job once, because as soon as you pour it, people would be bothering you. Okay, so I'm going to put a conveyor splitter here. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to get rid of that line here. And we are going to plug that line into here. Let's make sure we're on straight. We are on straight. I'm going to redo this because, again, I don't like those little short segments of belts. We are going to run you all the way as far as you can until we run out of room. It's been 2 hours. And then we can do little kind of... Sure, let's do a little 45 jog there. We'll come over to here. Sure. Why the F not? Let's take that out. And go back to... Ooh, let's make a nice curve there. I haven't used the curves enough yet. Yeah, we'll get a nice curve going there. Get a good curve. Why am I saying it that way? Anyway, iron ingot. Are you flowing? Yes, you are. Probably really overbuilt belt. So we'll downgrade you to Mark II because nothing's going to flow that fast anyway. And you guys can do yours. Okay, copper ingots. Do we have copper ingots glowing? Huh. I'm going to assume we just had a rail delivery. I need to keep an eye on this. I didn't like the fact that that line was completely empty. Okay. I think there was enough in the buffer, so we're okay. Alright, let's go look for some copper ingots. I've got rubber going that way. Oh, actually, while I'm over here, maybe I can find some Caterium ingots. Hey, I found the copper ingots. There they are. Okay. So copper ingots are down here. And they're going up into there. Where do I need these copper ingots to be? Let's start with that. Actually, about in line. That's not bad at all. Is it this wall? No, it is this wall. So that's where I need my copper ingots to reach upward. Can I sample that, please? No, thank you. And yes, we'll grab our Mark II, and we'll send you up there. And yes, there are steel belts, or ingots connected along there. Even looks like I got machines doing machine stuff there. So, yeah, you're making your steel pipe. Okay, that's good. Alright, so copper ingots are going to go straight across. Again, we'll use a Mark II. I'm just going to start running a belt that way. I'll like kind of start running into areas I'm going to have to dodge, so we'll go like that. Now, where are the copper ingots over here? And where is the easiest way to get them past the mess over there? That would probably not going this far. Okay, so we're going to try and come up through here. Because that looks like it's the least disturbed race. And I could probably do both the copper and the Caterium. The same general location. Where do I have Caterium ingots? Do I have any Caterium ingots down anywhere underneath here? Probably not, because it's all being built over here. What are you? Who are you? What is this building? Oh, you're my automated wiring. Okay. What about you? What are you? You're Caterium ingots. Where are your ingots going? Caterium in, Caterium out. You're going out this way, directly across to that side. Need to put a wall hole in over here. So that was obviously done before we had our wall holes. It's not really doing a functional, but it is a visual. Okay, so Caterium ingots are coming up into here. And then they're dropping into the quick wire factory down there. Is there a place where I can send them comfortably into the basement? What is directly underneath here? Lots of open space. Not a super convenient way to get back there, but what I can do is put it right beside those guys. So let's do that. Yeah, okay. That really is a lot of the game here, is just kind of, at least my kind of play style, is finding the kind of weave through the mess. Okay, so you're going in that direction. We are going to... that's problematic. I want to miss all that nonsense there, so I'm going to come over a little bit. And again, just drop you down by 1. Let's grab that sample because I hit the wrong button. Drop you down by 1. Let's get rid of you guys. Don't need the waste down here. For that fact, don't need the confusion of what you're doing down here. And we're going to flow a belt across this way. Okay, so that gives me a pretty good easy shot from the ingots here. So easiest way to do it is put a floral hole in beside the door. I'm going to throw a quick lift up, going in the right direction. It's only here temporarily. It's there to give me that line, so that when I grab my splitter, I have something to guide it into place. So now, you can hear the satisfying tink, and we'll just downgrade you to a Mark II. And look, you're full of ingots. You've got your ingots here. You're looking with your ingots, and my ingots. Me ingots, me ingots, me ingots, me giblets, me ingots. I should. Yeah, okay. Brain, break. Ingots. Come this way for me, please. You go to there. You can come into straight, and you can do it. Do. 1, 2, and 3. That should put me in alignment. I'm gonna go one more closer, and then, oh man, I missed. What would happen if I actually try to go off of here? Yeah, see that? I don't want that. It's sticking up to the floor like that, which means I need to come in a little bit closer. And let's grab the belt. Into there. Grab our Mark II lift. And clink and string and slink, and there we go. Yes. Excellent. Okay. Did I ever do my copper line? What are you again? I don't know. You're supposed to be doing something. What are you supposed to be doing? Who the hell knows? I don't remember. I mean, I just did it, but I have no clue. Where are you? Oh, okay. That's because I'm not making any of it. That's the rods. It's gotta go that way. Okay. I'm good. I'm good, really. I have lost my mind. Where am I doing anything? Alright, so copper's got to come in here. Caterium's got to go through there. That is... Where it is the Caterium going into... into nothing on that factory. I'm looking at the wrong building. Caterium goes into this room. Yeah, there's where my Caterium's supposed to go into, right above the copper. Lovely way to be in the way. How to fix this? What is the best way to fix this? I think what I can do... downgrade this back down to a 2. Yeah, okay, that'll work. Sure. It'll be a little weird, but... nothing wrong with being a little weird. So going in the wrong direction. Yeah, you're flowing that way. Okay, you're properly hooked up now. You gotta go there. And you go up like that. Okay. Deuterium, copper. Not sure who I was just telling there, because I don't think I'm going to remember that, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, so copper. Where's my copper doing? It's my iron. So copper, I completely forgot about, because I just did my deuterium and moved on. I don't think I've done anything with the copper line yet. I completely lost the copper line. Where did my copper line go? Here it is. Okay, so I have done nothing to move the copper. This is a bit of a longish run. I've lost the input. There it is. That's where the copper's going up. So let's just kind of work our way backward here, I guess. We're going to go down here. And we'll go to there for now. Let's take another run over here. I think, is this gotten me through? No. Yes, that has gotten me through to here. Cool. Okay. Really, guys, I'm not padding the time to make it sure that it goes to noon. I'm just, you know. Then we can come this way. We're going to go straight until we hit right about, say, right about here. We're going to grab some floor structures. We'll nudge things into place here. So we're going to come back to there. That's, of course, lined up exactly on the bottom of that, so that's not going to work for me. We are going to put another one there. And, of course, I'm off by one foundation. Exactly one foundation. Vasily. We'll go there. Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna fix it. Gonna spend the time now to fix it. Otherwise, you'll pay the price much, much later. And then this belt. We're going to go all the way back to here. We're going to grab these guys. We're going to get it all lined up. Belt too long, that's fine. That should be on the right marker. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we'll go like that. Okay. And that should get everyone going that way. And we can get rid of that and get rid of that. And that. Okay, so I now have a direction of travel. I'm going to move this back by one to make room for the splitter. So again, we're going to grab a splitter. More or less line it up right there. Let's get the belt traffic going to here. So again, the lift has something to snap onto. Like so. So I can grab my... Ooh. We're going to go this way instead. Ooh. Oh, you know what? Fine. We're going to do it this way. We're going to come back this way. We are going to go from here to here. Over by one. Yeah, sure. And it won't fit through there. We can just bring that down. And it's not quite lined up quite right. So you do have to be pretty exact. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that there temporarily. We're going to see if that gives me the snap line. Yes, it does. And now you can see that will work there. I could probably... I just want to see... Can I make you squeeze on that side? I can make you squeeze on that side so that looks... Sure. Oh, no! No, 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 no. Oh, I intercepted it. Cool. I went to the wrong belts. Oh, so did I ever go to the wrong belts? That's the belt I need. Whoops. Well, caught that one in time, that's for sure. It's kind of dumb. Oh well. Okay, so I'm gonna put that there for now, because that should give me my snap line. Oh, do not go to... Just give me splitter. Now you can see it snaps, so if I hit like that, that's hitting the control key, so that's going to be properly lined up. Then we can take our Mark II lifts and get you to snap into place. All right, there go ingots. Ingots what we want. Ingots good. Ingots go. Then we come back to here. Still ingots. You haven't magically turned into something else. Nope, still ingots. That's good. And Mark II, please. There we go. So that is going to send the ingots over to the EM. Ironically, there's copper ore flowing right past me. All right, so now that makes it Caterium time, which we've already started. So we can just keep bringing our Caterium out. Like so. Which way am I going? I'm going this way. And we could just do a lift like that. And we are pretty much right here. Oh, look at that. Hello. Okay, and 1, 2. So that's 1. Right, and poop. Let the material flow. Now that should bring me to everyone doing something important. Are you doing something? Don't know. Alright, let's start over here on the EMs. Whee! Okay, so the EMs, what are you doing? You're supposed to be doing quick wire and copper sheet. You need Caterium ingots. You need Caterium ingots. You need quick wire. Okay, so we're waiting for the Caterium ingots to get up. There they are. Why are they not flowing? Because I'm an idiot, that's why. This needs to come up to here and connect into there. Oh, that means I now have to clean all of this up. Like so. Because, oops. That I'd have to say is probably my most common error, is getting my No, come here. Getting those inputs and outputs cross-wired. A lot. I do it a lot. All right. Yeah, I'm going to use Mark IIs. There we go. Hey, look! Copper sheet! There's copper sheet showing up! Yay! That means something actually is working underneath. There we go. Okay. Gonna need to go hook that up on the street. Where the hell is the downstairs? There it is. Down the stairs we go. Yeah, you're getting full enough. Okay, good. I don't need to necessarily upgrade any belts. As long as the 120 that you potentially can have. I went down too far. Of course I did. I need to be right here. Which means we need to get rid of this lift. And we just need to do that. And ingots go up. And now they're going into the correct location. Let's upgrade these to number to 3s. Not that that makes any difference whatsoever, because it is still a 2 on the other side of that wall. So if I want that to improve, I need to go in here. And let's... Oh, you're not even there. We need to make you Mark III. There we go. And quick wire is coming out. And what am I waiting for? Quick wire over here? Why is quick wire not going in? Oh, that's because there's an ingot in there. Still a little bit of corrupted material in there. I'm going to upgrade you to a 3, send you as 2. Alright, there we go. That means you're probably sitting with an ingot as well. Because there was apparently still some ingots hiding in the system back there. And into there. Let there be AI limiters. Alright, quick wire is dropping into place. Good. Okay, so this is all starting to function. There goes the stators. A little bit more and we can get some AI limiters coming out. Now I need 80, so let's just make sure there's no Mark 1, so that is need to be upgraded. And grind away. And there they go. Okay, so that is now doing that. That is doing that. Let's go downstairs. Are you supposed to be getting copper? Yes, you are, because you're making me my copper sheet. You've got a good supply. Have you done anything yet? No, I'm still waiting for those AI limiters. Here comes the first one. How many do you need? 4. 1 more to come down. I'm going to upgrade these guys to Mark IIs. Just to give a little bit of more zip in their step. Mark II and Mark II. Alright, and this should be the first of my EM rods being made. They are the first of my EM rods being made. I am making twice as many as I actually do need, but that is okay. I'd rather have more than not enough, and quite frankly, all I need to do is type that in. All right. Okay, good. EM rods being manufactured. Even a little overhead. How are we doing on the other side here? How about the frames? You are full of screws, which is good. You are full of screws, which is good. You are full of screws, which is good. That means that the steel has done what it needed. Why are you guys... You don't have your reinforced plates. You do not have your reinforced plates. Why do you guys not have your reinforced plates? Because you don't have your iron plates. Why do you not have your iron plates? That is because... That is because... some sort of conveying issue. Iron plates? Oh, that is why. What has happened? To your input. You are disconnected. Why are you disconnected? Why aren't you lined up correctly? Why is everything completely messed up in this frickin' blueprint? Wow. Okay, well, let's fix this. So, yeah, you're not lined up correctly to the back of the machine. For that fact, you are not even connected whatsoever. Which also is because you weren't lined up. We can downgrade you, I think, to Mark 2s. Okay, so now we need to go back upstairs. All right, come over by 1, go up by 2. So I'm going to fix all of this. So anything that was coming over to here is going to get repaired. Let's send a Mark 3 down. Now that's too far, but that's okay. I know I don't like usually doing this, but in this case, I have no real choice because I have to kind of average out between everybody else. All right, there we go. Now we should start seeing some plate moving down, especially considering you guys will need to empty. So if I run downstairs now, means you are in fact now making reinforced iron plates, which means there you go. How many are you looking for? You want 7.5 per minute. What are you doing? 7.5 per minute. What are you making? You're making me 15 per minute. Okay, good. Want to see that going? Yes, there we go. Okay. Boy. Boy. Oh. Al Pacino clearing his throat. Oh. Boy. Oh. What's going on over here? Okay, you aren't... I lost my machines. Oh no, magnetic field generator. Okay. You are Mr. Versatile Framework? Yes, you are. You're steel beam? Yes, you are. Okay, so we got to bring some steel beam into here. And we need to bring those modular frames from next door over to here. So that is our next thing to do. That means I'm going to make sure that the steps are absolutely necessary for getting anywhere, because we're about to block off this one and only path through here. We'll go right there. The real stuff, yeah, I know I didn't change that belt to anything, or lift. Fine, we'll just do that. Okay, so I do need to see where those beams are passing through compared to, so there's the beams. That's my steel beams, right? Yes, you are. Did I not just put a hole in the floor? Could have swore I just put a hole in the floor. Where did I put that hole? Well, we'll just go inside here and figure out where that hole. Holy cow. Nope, not this. Over here. Oh. Well, that's awkward.
Ain't that a stinker? That means we're gonna have to do something a little bit different here. Yeah. That means right there, Doc, we're gonna have to do that. So we can do that, and then we can do this. And... ugh.
What can I get for the nicest curve? No. Default, sure. There we go. Okay, that should give me now access to some steel. Be nice if there are some stairs close by, but yeah, I mean, close being a relative term. All right, so steel beam right there. We need to give it something to line up against. We grab ourselves again another splitter, drop down to the floor, lock you into place, and you are actually positioned absolutely perfectly correctly for a Mark III into the hole. And there we go. And ingots are going up. Excellent. All right. So you are now making steel beamies. Beam me my beans. And you are feeding into here, which means I just need my modular frames. By the way, how again are you? You got your... yep, you getting your rods. You are getting your rods. Everybody is getting their rods. Okay. So we're going to be feeding up to the floor again. So we're going to have to put another one of these guys there. Move you forward one. I'm going to use a Mark II here. Need to go underneath just to see where that is. Okay, we need to go back upstairs because I need to gather the modular frames because they're all being done right here. And I think probably the easiest thing to do is going to be, let's do a Mark II there. We're going to do a Mark II there. We're going to grab a merger. Yeah, we're going to send the merger that way. Do I actually want to lift them? No, I don't. What I want to do is just... oops, I took a window out. Whoops. Let me just put that back. You didn't see nothing? You saw nothing. Let's go to there instead. Well, I guess I could have left it there. Will it work there? I don't know. Let's find out. Nope, see, it's not turning. It's too... no, actually, it's perfect for default. Okay, good. Really, I played the game before. I know exactly how things are. I can make excellent predictions based on what my knowledge and experience is. Totally. There. We'll go there. Alright, and now we need to go down the hill, and we're going to go that direction. We're going to do it with the Mark III for reasons. And look at all those modular frames. Alright, muster modular frames. Down the stairs we go. You are coming out through the hole right there. And I need you to go right there. It is almost like there was a plan. It's almost like he knows what he's doing. Don't be fooled. It is all an illusion. Mark 3. See, he keeps hitting the R button when he means to hit some other... Yeah, that's what he means to do. He means to hit the R button, not the E button. I don't know anymore. All I care to know is that I want these things to go over there so I can get my versatile framework, so that I can finally get my magnetic field generator. Versatile framework. Nope. Right. Nope. No. Yep. So you're making 5 a minute. You want 2.5 a minute. You want 2.5 a minute. That's almost like I had a plan. Can we get them anytime now soon? Come on. And can I keep getting my steel beams in there? All right, versatile framework should be spitting out. There goes one. The other one should be coming over here. Okay, you've got 2. You are something else entirely. You've now got 2. And you've got nothing. All right, that's it. Okay, good. Magnetic field generator stuff is now gathering. Yay. Okay, so that means we are one more bit of material. So the next one to look at, I think, is going to be this guy right here, which is thermal propulsion units. So let's get into the planner. See if I have a plan for that. I got a plan. We got a plan. So I'm going to need pressure frames at some point for here. Well, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. And we are going to go into that. The radio control unit, which I'm already bringing here, can actually be brought here. 40. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. Oofy oof. Yeah, that's a lot of freaking copper, man. Definitely going to need to use a different recipe. What do I... Okay, let's see what I got for copper recipes. Copper ingots. So, copper ingot. What do I have that I can crank? Oh, see, there you go. So that is iron and copper in the foundry. 100 per minute. Okay, so let's do that. Instead of just having regular copper here, we're going to use the alloy. So what was it? Copper alloy ingot. That's a better value of 12 because that is less than 1. And copper, there we go. Huh? Iron ore. Why do you only say 60? Iron ore. Okay, so that's making 1. Yes, nuclear pasta 1 per minute. That's all I want. It's 1 per minute. That needs 1 pressure conversion cube. which we'll be making 2 of. No, 1. That makes all of 1. Oh boy, this is not... Okay, so we're getting into some of the bigger ones here, so I'm going to really be careful of what numbers. So the pressure conversion cube, where else does that get used? Pressure cube? I don't even have it unlocked yet. Okay. So we may actually have to move into things like turbo motors and the whatnot. So let's do that. Let's actually, I think I need to, okay. Let's be honest. I think I've been putting them off for a while. Don't need that there. Because turbo motors make my head hurt. They tend to be quite the extravagant setup. These guys are all good. And I'm pretty sure that I haven't even got these guys unlocked either. What did I say they were? Propulsion? Yeah, so they're not even in there yet. So that's a recipe that's not even unlocked, so I'm not going to worry about them for now. I think we're good here for the moment. So what I'm going to do here, let's take a quick run, or let's just take a run. It's going to be what it is for speed-wise, which, you know, is going to be quick. We're going to take a run back to the hub here, and we're going to have a look at the one... because I think it's literally 1 or 2 things that I haven't unlocked yet. So maybe we'll take care of those unlocks. All right, here we go. To the hub! Right, in the old hub here, yeah. So we need to unlock these guys, which means I need those. I've got lots of supercomputers. Oh, my eyes are starting to burn for some reason. And there's my thermal propulsion unit. And there's my pressure conversion cube and my nuclear pasta. And that needs turbo motors. So I need to get some proper turbo motors, and I think I need to get some proper cooling units going here, because I'm pretty sure I'm not making any cooling units otherwise. Am I? Did cooling units get used in anything I'm currently making? Cooling system. Nothing yet. So we are going to want to make some of those. We can make 6 per minute. So turbo motors and cooling units are the next things I think we want to start making. Turbo motors so we can get our Mark IIIs, because it'd be nice to actually have those. So let's go turbo. Do I have not unlocked turbo motor? Oh, there it is. So it means I'm also going to need to get fused modular frames. Maybe that's next. And I saw those that I had that down here. Fused modular frame. Okay, so that's my fused modular frame set up. Oh, my eyes are so burning I can't see. Why are you burning so much? That's easy. Gonna finally have to get some nitrogen gas going, so we're gonna set that up in the city. So those are gonna be the next buildings in there, which will then give me my turbo motor. So the turbo motor, so we'll go turbo when I get a chance to actually unlock it. Turbo motor. So a turbo motor needs cooling units or cooling systems. It needs rubber. So when I was doing my rubber line and whatnot and plastic line and adding to it and setting up, I forgot that I have a whole bunch of this stuff being wasted. which is just add water. So I can actually start using some of the waste, because the power plants that I've got around are currently just sinking that stuff. Radio control units, how many do you want? How many turbo motors do I want? Well, let's just say 2 manufacturers for now. Sure. What all do I use the turbo motors in? Propulsion rockets, that's it. Otherwise, it's just for my own needs. Let me actually pull that recipe out. So if I'm using 1, I need 2. Okay, yeah, so that's only 2 of those. I think I should be okay. Motors. We're going to need these guys. So rotors and stators. Yeah, see, that's like 5 of those. So I need 200 screws going into here. Because I'm going to need 2. That's 3.3 if I throw these guys over. So that would be 6 of these. Or we go with a... Oh, actually, we go... What about cast screws? So that's 2.67 of these. That's going to be 4 of these. Yeah, see, I'm already bringing... I'm going to have to already bring the steel over anyway for the pipe. So we're going to stick with the steel screws. We'll grab the pipe, steel pipe. That can go there. Steel beam. And that can go there. And then steel ingot. Just to give me an idea how many I'm going to need. Go there. All the planning. Okay. Wire. 64 wire. What other things can I make? What kind of wire recipes do I have? So I've got iron wire, deuterium wire, fused wire. Iron wire, 2.84 machines. Copper wire, 2.13, so it's still under 3. Deuterium wire. Ooh, deuterium wire has a good return. And I have a reasonable amount of deuterium available. Do I care? I've also got a lot of copper just lying around too, so that doesn't really matter either. So we're just going to stick with good old-fashioned, regular, everyday, ordinary copper wire, which will go into copper ingot, which can go right there. Likewise, iron ingot can go right here. I almost forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, I'm doing turbo motors. Okay, so that's fine. I'm not going to worry about those. That's fine. Yeah, so the turbo motor factory. Yeah. So I'm going to bring... Okay, yeah, so I'm going to have to do a lot of crunching of the numbers here and kind of think about what I want to do as my next step. But I'm not going to drag you along for this kind of boring thing. Let's take a quick run back to the elevator factory location. I'm going to have to give these guys proper names, so we're going to head back west. Keep an eye on for my signaling for not that way, but the other way. There we go. And we'll just take a quick trip back down. Like so. Just want to double check. Hello, Mr. Drone. So if we look up in here, do we have, and we do, we already have our 24 magnetic field generators. We have added 2 more stacks to these things, so we've had a pretty good productive day. We have 2 of the items for these tier now being manufactured. The other 2 we have to unlock, so that's what we're going to work on next week, is getting the materials to unlock those guys. I have a radar antenna around here somewhere, don't I? Yeah, let's go hang out on the radar antenna. Yeah, they did improve it. Used to be that your hover pack, you couldn't quite make it to this platform here, but it looks like they've extended the range correctly. Let's go into photo mode here so we can clear off our HUD. So yeah, the factory is developing, which is cool. The city down there is developing, so I'm kind of liking where everything is going. We've got all our lovely buildings over there. You know, it's not super fancy architecture, but there's a nice bit of variety. Colors, not the thing that I do, and it's not fancy lines and stuff. There's that one little splash of color in there. But a productive day today. We actually managed to get some stuff done. We managed to get 2 of our items going, so I'm feeling good about that. I do want to say again, thank you everyone for your support and for subscribing and watching, because it's allowed me to graduate to a YouTube partner now, which means I can hopefully start growing the channel a little faster and faster. And at such a point, I'd like to start doing yet another, some even more videos than the 2 that I'm doing and dropping on Saturday. Just because it's fun. I love doing this, and I really appreciate it that you guys are watching. Speaking of you guys watching, thank you for doing so. Thank you for being subscribed. If you're not subscribed, maybe consider hitting the old subscription button. If you like what you're seeing, maybe smash the old like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you have any kind of questions, if you have any kind of comments, even want to go after my shitty impressions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say and what you have to think. And again, I'm just very grateful for your support. We're going to look at different things we can do now for the channel. Maybe we're going to start introduce some memberships for the channel, give you guys, for members, some extra access, maybe even some exclusive access. I'm going to have to start looking into it. It's all very new to me. I just got my notification from YouTube this week on Tuesday or so that I now qualify for YouTube partnership. I sent my application in. It came in through super fast, which makes me happy. I just love looking off in the distance there and seeing all of this stuff laid out. So yeah, things are going kind of good. Things are going great, and I couldn't do it without you guys. So everyone, thank you very much. That's going to be it for today. Hey guys, be safe out there. Be good out there. And have yourselves a great day. Until the next time, bye-bye.